a barrel roll.
Welcome to The Know. I'm Mica Burton.
I'm Ryan Haywood.
There are bad breakups. There are especially bad breakups. And then there's John Carmack and Zenimax. Are you being dramatic?
Well, bad is like, and then, ah. Or there's more like,
Major Ryan Haywood.
The former head of ID Software is suing the video game publishing giant that bought his company back in 2009, saying that Zenimax still owes him money. He's really shaking him down, too. He's like showing up with a tire iron. According to the Dallas Morning News, $22.5 million, in fact. It's the latest chapter in a legal feud that has involved not just Carmack and Zenimax, but also Oculus Rift and Facebook, plus the future of virtual reality and hundreds of millions of dollars.
You know, just plus those.
Some would say billions.
Yeah, so it's a long saga, but first let's talk about the latest chapter.
Carmack, as many people know, was one of the founders of ID Software, a legendary developer that gave us groundbreaking games like Doom and Quake. In 2009, Zenimax bought the company, allegedly agreeing to pay $150 million. That's according to Carmack's lawsuit.
But now, 8 years later, Carmack says he never got all the money he was promised from the sale, and that's a lot of money. His suit says that at the time of the sale, Carmack was the majority shareholder of ID Software and received a promissory note that was valued at more than $45.1 million, according to the Dallas Morning News. He converted half of that into shares of Zenimax stock.
Do you think they wrote it on like a Post-it note and just kind of stuck it on his keyboard? I owe you $45.1 million?
Just 45.1, it's fine.
I mean, that's
pocket change.
Maybe for him, I don't know. But Carmack's lawsuit claims that Zenimax still refuses to pay the other half of that promissory note or let him convert it into stock, hence the $22.5 million lawsuit.
And his lawsuit seems to suggest that Zenimax is mad at Carmack for other reasons, which is why it won't give him the rest of his money. As the suit put it, sour grapes is not an affirmative defense to breach of contract, it says.
Burn.
Sour grapes.
Yeah, why would people don't like sour grapes? Why would Zenimax have sour grapes when it comes to John Carmack?
Let's think about this one.
Ooh, first word starts with O.
Ends in Oculus.
Yes, that's the one.
Yeah.
Oculus Rift. Yeah.
Yes.
It's gonna get a little convoluted, so just hang with us.
All right, so after Zenimax bought ID in 2009, Carmack became a Zenimax employee. And after a few years there, he left Zenimax in 2013 and became the chief technology officer for Oculus. You know, the company that came out with the VR headset, the Rift.
That kind of pissed off Zenimax, which argued that Carmack was the real brains behind the Oculus Rift, and since he was a former Zenimax employee, the Rift must have been built on stolen technology.
So in 2014, Zenimax sued Oculus and Facebook. Why was Facebook involved? Because the social networking giant had acquired Oculus for $2 billion earlier that year. The purchase represented a big bet by Facebook on the potential of virtual reality, so sorry, Facebook.
Yeah, Zenimax sought up to $6 billion in damages in its lawsuit, claiming that Oculus had infringed on its copyrights and that Oculus Rift founder Palmer Luckey violated a non-disclosure agreement that he'd signed with Zenimax. What's more, Zenimax said that Luckey didn't have the ability to build the hardware himself and that he needed Carmack's help.
Sick burn. During testimony, according to Vanity Fair, Zenimax argued that Carmack's hire made breakthrough modifications to the Rift prototype based upon years of prior research at Zenimax. A jury ultimately decided that Oculus and Facebook owed Zenimax $500 million, that's a lot of millions, in part because Luckey violated a non-disclosure agreement. You don't want to violate NDAs.
No, yeah, that's a roundabout way of saying Zenimax and Carmack have kind of got some bad beef that goes back for a few years.
You know I got bad blood. Got some Taylor Swift in there. I apologize for my transgressions, kid.
Like backstabbing and things. I know she's...
Anyway, Carmack's suit seems to allude to the ongoing battle with Zenimax and Oculus as a reason why he hasn't gotten the rest of his money from the ID sale 8 years ago. You know, the sour grapes thing.
Also, some people call it id. I've always said ID. I don't know if it's what's right.
I guess if it's id, if it's like that part of your subconscious.
Oh, yes, in the ego.
Yeah.
Carmack claims ZeniMax Media has not paid the remaining sum due to what the suit calls a series of allegations regarding claimed violations of Mr. Carmack's employment agreement. That's Probably a reference to Zenimax's suit against Oculus.
I like your lawyer voice.
It sounded technical, right?
But as TechCrunch noted, Zenimax never brought charges of breach of contract against Carmack in that lawsuit, and Oculus was not found guilty for stealing trade secrets. So,
sour grapes, maybe,
Yeah.
is where we're going with this.
it's a very technical term.
Anyway, Zenimax says that Carmack's claims are BS. A spokeswoman for Zenimax called the claims completely without merit in an email to the Dallas Morning News and said that a court had rejected a previous claim by Carmack that Zenimax had violated his employment agreement.
Apparently lacking in remorse and disregarding the evidence of his many faithless acts and violations of law, Mr. Carmack has decided to try again, the statement said.
See, now you're getting
Now I have the lawyer voice.
We'll have to wait and see how this shakes out, but this isn't the first time a gaming company and an ex-employee have had a little throwdown about money.
Last year, former Rockstar North president Leslie Benzies filed a lawsuit against Rockstar and parent company Take-Two for $150 million.
Benzies, who had been with Rockstar North since 1995, was perhaps one of the main driving forces behind the Grand Theft Auto series. He served as a lead developer and producer on GTA for each game between Grand Theft Auto 3 through Grand Theft Auto 5.
According to Benzies, the company owed him royalties in excess of $150 million. And not only did Rockstar not pay, it responded by countersuing him for breach of contract. Because gaming companies don't fuck around, apparently.
Especially the ones that make games like Red Dead Redemption and Grand Theft Auto.
They know how to use a gun.
Yeah.
And steal cars.
They did research. So it's safe to say that Carmack and Zenimax won't be sending each other Christmas cards this year. Maybe next year.
Maybe next year.
They get back together. That's the next Taylor Swift song where they get over it and move on. According to a suit, Zenimax basically told Carmack to fuck off when his lawyers recently asked for a resolution in the case.
So, like everything else in this ordeal, it looks like it'll have to be settled in court. So lawyer up, assholes. Get it? Social network quote. So what do you think of the latest chapter of the John Carmack / Zenimax soap opera? Let us know in the comments.
And for all your news on developers and their legal battles with former employees, be sure to like this video and subscribe to The Know.
Want to sing more Taylor Swift?
Bad blood. I don't know the rest of the lyrics.
Hey,
I don't know why I turned into it.
I like being short.
It's like the height version of a push-up bra.